This is your third year. You played Austin College the previous 2 years in the season openers, 1-1 against them, losing a tough game up in Sherman your first year, winning here in Seguin, another tight game last season. What do you think about the Kangaroos going forward? And I know you've had 2 tough games with them. What's your outlook going into this first week with them?
Well, we expect another tough ball game. They're so well coached and they play hard, and so it's a perfect first game for us, we think. And of course, we'll be in their conference next year, and so being familiar with them is important for us, and to keep winning every time we play them is also important to us. So we know we got quite a challenge for us this week, and a road trip early on with new guys. It's a teaching moment. Hopefully, we'll continue to play like we've been playing, and go up to Austin College and beat the Kangaroos.
Your quarterback, Brent Peavy, is a junior. He's been with you 2 years. You've named him as your starter. Talk a little bit about what Brent has done in earning that job and now going forward into his first game as a starter.
Right. Well, Brent has always had the most athletic ability, and I think experience and being able to make decisions has been his shortcomings. And I think through the spring training last year and the fall camp, he's shown that he's matured and making good decisions and taking care of the football. We were very pleased. He made lots of good reads the other night, and like I said, we didn't help him very much as far as preparation and as far as what they're doing. And they did some things that they were kind of did what they didn't do last year, and so that kind of surprised us a little bit. So, but I think he performed very well, and his ability to run and keep the play alive gives us a chance for big plays, which he's very capable of doing. So we're excited about his progress. We think Trent White, the backup, really performed well in the scrimmage and made 2 big plays, and so we were very pleased that he's. Of course, we felt like that when we recruited him, that he had that capability. So that kind of gives us a better feeling that if something ever happened to Brent, we got Trent right there, and we got 2 good quarterbacks, and hopefully we got 2 other ones down with our JVs that are going to give us even more depth.
And outside of losing Josh Goodlow to graduation and completing his 4 years of eligibility, of course, Josh now on your staff as an assistant coach, you've got most of your offensive line back. Talk about that group and what it means to have 4 of those guys returning starters with you.
You bet. Well, that's a big part of it, and their leadership has been great. They've Matt Kanata and Jacob Laubach have been strong leaders, and then the other lineman has been with us for a long time, Dylan Alexander. Also has been elected to the Unity Council, and so that says a lot. Those guys have been working hard, and they're going to give us opportunities for us to be good. Kendall Wilkerson started last year for us, and is probably our best offensive lineman. And then Matt Hochstrasser, who was injured this past week, he's going to give us that 5th guy. And so our offensive line is a big key for us. We've got to be able to run the football and throw it equally well. And I think they've improved so much in these past 3 years that we're excited about the prospects.
Running back Dominique Hardaway has been a standout performer for you for 2 seasons. He's back for his junior year. Dominique from Lockhart, Texas, a very strong kid, also very good receiver out of the backfield. What do you expect from Dominique coming forward this season?
Well, we expect him to carry the football. We really do. We expect him to be our guy, and he's certainly an explosive guy that can take it from 99 yards or whatever, and he gives us that guy that instead of just getting first downs, we get touchdowns, and so getting the ball to him is going to be really important. He didn't have to really kind of split the carries, and we're going to try to give him as much as he can handle. Theron Jerome is the backup for him, and we think very capable. DeMarcus Boyd is also in the running there, and will give us some other ways to spell Dominique. But we're thinking Dominique's going to be our guy, and so he's progressing. He got in late, and he's had little injuries, and so that's been nagging him. So hopefully he'll be ready to go this week.
Your wide receivers are a standout group for you. Ryan Jones caught 6 touchdown passes last year. Lewis Williams and Cameron Peavy both return as starters. And then you've got some JV guys that really look like in camp they've stepped up and shown some promise. Tell me about that group a little bit.
Well, you named some good receivers, and we've got probably about 6 to 9 of them that we think can step in and really be a force for us. You know, it's all about making explosive plays and controlling the football as well. So we think those guys, like you mentioned, Ryan has been a big touchdown maker for us, and I think he had 2 touchdowns in the scrimmage, and then Colin Bodie with the JV, caught one, and Lewis is always. He's always been our number 1 receiver, and I still think Cameron Peavy is probably our best overall receiver. He does it all good. So we've got 4 of them right there that can step in and really produce for us, and so we'll utilize them in our passing game.
Cameron, the twin brother of quarterback Brent Peavy. You ever had 2 twins on a starting lineup for you before in your coaching career?
Probably haven't. I was trying to think of some things. We've had twins on our teams before, but these 2, perform a great tandem, and so they're very special too.
We're moving over to the defensive side. Clayton Smith, your defensive tackle, injured last year in the 4th game. That was a big blow to the defense. He's back now, and what does he mean to your defensive front four?
He's definitely one of our bell cows, and he's going to have to continue to play as well as he has been, and that injury really has bothered him, and he's coming back through it and fighting through it, and so he's still leading our defensive line. So he's important to us just because of his leadership.
Second team All ASC selection last year, James Fowler III, earned that honor as a true freshman last year. Now as a sophomore, what do you see from James this year?
Well, James has got to be our pass rusher. He's got to be the guy that makes big plays. He's certainly capable of doing it. His speed, quickness off the edge, and we think that as he gets bigger and stronger, he's going to be even harder to deal with.
Bradley Snowden, your linebacker, not only led you in tackles, but I think he led you in team GPA in terms of individual GPA. Very bright student here at TLU in the honors program as well. Brad, now a junior, and certainly one of the leaders of your defense. How's Brad's camp been, and what did you see from Brad in that preseason overall?
Brad is, the players call him the machine, and he certainly is that. He's, a guy that's always 100% on the field, off the field, and he's been a great leader for us. He's had a great camp. He had a great scrimmage, and he probably won't come off the field. That's how good he is and how important he is to our football team.
In your secondary, of Darnell Bohannon Bay is back at a corner.
Right.
You've got some other returners there. Secondary had some struggles last year, and what do you look for from them going into this first week?
Well, they've got some inexperience there, and we felt like we've got some athletes that are very capable of playing better. And I think as experience comes, and Darnell's going to have a better year, and Adrian Moria has had a great camp, and is going to be another athlete back there that's going to help us a bunch. And so we've got some young ones that are going to be mixed in there with them, and hopefully they persevere and handle the adversity that comes with playing in the secondary and make plays for us. And we think that's going to happen.
And then over on special teams, you've got 2 of the most special teamers really in the conference. One, your returning All-American Alan Kane, your place kicker, and your punter, Dylan Cope. And now they're seniors, and you just put them on autopilot and tell them to do what they've been doing?
You bet. We try not to coach them at all very much, and they are. We're just trying to figure out a way to get a 5th year for them. So now I'm kidding, but they've been that much. They're certainly part of our offense and our defense, and that punting and field position is important. And of course, same with kickoffs with Allen, but he's also scoring points for us. So they're a very important part of our team.